So Colnette, to start off, could you share with us what inspired you to create Women Embracing Transition and what the organization aims to achieve?
What inspired me to actually start the organization was when I went through a divorce. I was married for 20 years, and after that time, my ex-husband and I decided to get a divorce. I was left with a son who was in high school. I had to raise him. I did not have a formal secondary education. My ex-husband was a breadwinner, and I found it a little difficult to navigate our daily lives because that unit had been broken down. And so I started doing things that would benefit my son and myself, as going back to college and obtaining my bachelor's degree at the age of 48. And I realized at that time that I didn't know a whole lot about keeping our finances going. And I thought, there might be women out there too who are in a similar situation as myself, who left almost everything, especially the financial aspect of a marriage, to the husband, but didn't really know how to keep those books. Then my ex-husband and I actually owned several businesses, and I did not know what was really going on with those businesses. And I made a decision that I was going to major in management because I wanted to really know how to manage a business in the future. And that started me thinking, there are other women out there who might be thinking that 40 years old, no, I'm too old to go back to school. I'm too old to start this. I went back and learned Microsoft Word, and that increased my earning potential about $5 more. And, I had to survive. So I really thought about women who might be in a similar position.
Wow. Well, so, it sounds like you've had a lot of personal experiences. How did you manage that? Like, how did you navigate that transition, and what were some of the lessons you learned?
I had to depend on a support system. There were other females who were like myself going through a similar situation, and we all helped each other. I believe that women support each other because women need other women. Nobody really understands women like women do. And with that support, you are not really telling another woman, this is how you do it. But it's like telling her, this is what I did when I went through that. Try it, it might work for you. Or somebody might have an idea to say, hey, you know what? I went through child support mitigation, or my church helped me go through divorce care, or something like that. And we will all just supported each other.
Colnette, could you share a moment or experience from your own life that showcases your passion for supporting women through transitions?
Certainly. I'm glad you asked. My biggest transition in life was leaving one continent and moving to another. The continent of Africa. Leaving Africa, coming to America was a huge transition. And so I do understand what people go through with transitions. Also, relationship issues, the death of a parent, just finding oneself. I've been through all of those, and I've had a healing process where I actually laid down all of my issues that I thought or that I recognized that I had at the time, and just went through this whole transition. And I feel like because I've gone through those transitional periods in my life, major changes, that I can help somebody else along the way. I understand that when we go through these transitions, they're not meant to be secrets. They're meant to be shared with others to help them along the way, to walk alongside each other.
And that's the reason why you started your organization.
And that is the reason why Women Embracing Transition exists.
What are some of the most common struggles that you see from the women that are interested in taking part in your organization? And how does your organization provide support to address these things?
The main struggle I see is isolation. From age 40 on up, the women feel that when they get to a certain age, they're less thought about, their circle gets smaller, and there aren't a whole lot of activities going on. You know, women want to engage with each other. So our organization provides activities. So for example, we have an event called Munch and Paint. Another event we did this year, vision boards. That was a lot of fun, and actually we did vision boards with veteran females. And to date, they've asked me to duplicate that program with other veteran organizations. So yes, and we also have support groups where women meet, get together. It might be like having a manicure, a facial, you know, just women stuff.
What are some of the most rewarding moments since you've begun this organization?
Our signature event is sending care packages. So every year during the Christmas holiday, we send care packages to the troops who are serving overseas. And every year we have a huge turnout of women who are willing to help put those packages together. We also have support from the community with volunteers just donating all kinds of items to go into those packages. And one of the greatest moments is getting a letter back from a Minnesota National Guard female thanking us for doing that, because it lifted their spirits. They were serving in Iraq. The reason why we send Christmas packages to the troops serving overseas is because my son is in the Navy. And that's where I got the idea of sending care packages. And I enjoyed sending him care packages, and I know that other service members enjoy that as well.
So lastly, for any women who may be watching this interview and contemplating a major life transition, what advice or words of encouragement would you like to share with them?
I would like to say to them, embrace where you are. Because if you do not embrace where you are, you will not move forward. Life will throw you a lot of curveballs, but you have to be vigilant. You have to think about where you are and think about where you're going. It's going to get better. It takes a while, but strong women need other strong women in order to make things better. Don't run away. I know some of us are runners, but everywhere you go, there you are. We take our baggage with us everywhere we go until we realize that we have done enough damage and we need to do damage control. It will get better.
Thank you, Colnette. This has been a lovely time chatting with you, and I'm so excited for your organization going forward.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth.